a gal whose job it is to make guys look good. If you master these grooming tips, you'll look more attractive than the majority of men out there. First up, we gotta talk body hair. And before you ask, no, this is not an ad for Manscaped. Every man has body hair that grows at different rates, and how often you need to trim it will vary based on your hair growth. However, it really is something that needs to be kept in check, especially if yours happens to make you look like a Wookiee. Sorry, Chewie. And if you take the time to trim your chest, arms, and stomach, here's a little secret. It will actually make these areas look more muscular and defined, especially if you work out on a regular basis. And don't neglect your hands, legs, and butt. And if your man forest happens to be long enough to braid, then we officially have a problem. Keep, the eggplant and those kiwis freshly trimmed, and the lady in your life will definitely appreciate it. Speaking of body hair, let's move things north of the border and discuss your facial hair. But I'm not talking about your beard or mustache. Instead, I'm referring to the areas that a lot of guys overlook. First up, your eyebrows. Notice how I'm saying eyebrows, plural here. And if you're currently rocking a unibrow, then it's officially time to grab the tweezers. Next, your nostrils. Take it from a shorter girl. If you're a taller guy and you're talking to a woman, the last thing we want to see when looking up at you is a nose full of gross hair. Just get a trimmer, get some nail scissors, get some special wax if you have to, although just make sure you keep your nose clean and relatively hairless. And if you're looking to improve your dress sense, as well as your grooming, you gotta check out my Essentials app. It will teach you exactly how to wear every item in your wardrobe is tailored to your specific attributes, and best of all, there's a 3-day free trial so you can try it out without paying a dime. Finally, make sure you clean up the lines around your beard or your cheeks and neck, and don't forget the back of your neck, as this area can get particularly unruly, especially if you go more than a few weeks without a trip to the barber. The next tip is a public service announcement from women everywhere. You gotta cool it with the cologne. So, a lot of YouTubers discuss the importance of having a signature scent. But if you've been watching my videos for a while, you probably already know that I'm not personally a big fan of cologne. And it's not just me. So many of my girlfriends think there's nothing worse than being able to smell a guy's fragrance from across the street. I'm not saying there's any excuse for you to smell bad, but you really shouldn't need to douse yourself in Sauvage every time you leave the house. Always go for a less is more approach with your fragrances. And if you want to ensure that you always smell good, then you should really be investing in a high quality deodorant. And for today's video, I've partnered with Geology to tell you why their natural deodorant is a must-have item for your daily grooming routine. Available in 3 very captivating scents inspired by the natural world, their award-winning natural deodorant offers a feeling of all-day long freshness. Its 100% natural formula features a deodorizing complex that eliminates odors without the need for artificial fragrances or harsh chemicals like aluminum or baking soda. I love how, unlike other deodorants, this one goes on clear and dries fast without any white residue or chalky feel, and it's perfect for those of you with sensitive skin. But what about those scent options? As a California resident, I have to shout out the Big Sur. Now, this scent is crafted from fresh eucalyptus for a crisp, outdoorsy fragrance inspired by my home state's iconic coastline. The Mauve, on the other hand, is a bright and citrusy blend of bergamot and juniper with a fresh and clean aroma that's as refreshing and grounding as a trip through the desert. Finally, there's Sahana. This deep and musky jasmine and clove blend pays tribute to the mysterious shores of Maui. As a more sophisticated fragrance, it has a hint of spice that will shake up your daily grooming routine. Geology is offering my viewers an exclusive discount. Simply head down to the description box and use the link and code provided. Big thanks to Geology for partnering with me for today's video. This next tip is one of my personal favorites, as it's absolutely free and it's one you almost definitely saw coming. Guys, one of the quickest ways to improve your physical appearance is to get enough sleep, aka fix your sleep hygiene. First of all, if you have to get up at a specific time, then just go to bed earlier. I'm not saying you have to go all Jocko Willink or anything, but make sure you aim for at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night. Secondly, try and sleep in a cooler environment and use a fan or the AC if if necessary. Finally, create a nighttime routine like showering, brushing your teeth, and then getting into bed and reading for a bit before drifting off to sleep. You can absolutely program yourself to start getting sleepy on cue if you create specific triggers to tell your mind it's time to sleep, especially if you ditch the screens. Next up, it will never cease to amaze me how few guys actually have a daily skin routine. And you know what? I actually totally get the reasoning. There are so many products and skincare gurus out there that the whole idea can feel pretty overwhelming. So let's break it down to the absolute basics. Essentially, what every man needs is a good cleanser, an exfoliant, and 2 moisturizers, including one with an SPF of at least 30. That's it. Every morning, when you jump in the shower, wash your face with your chosen face wash and do the same when you wind down every night. Use the SPF moisturizer during the day and then the other one at night, and you only need to exfoliate about twice a week, ideally in the evenings, to give your skin time to recover and renew itself. Trust me, after doing this for a month, you'll notice a massive difference in your skin. One thing that always confuses me about men is that they will spend a small fortune on haircuts and hair care products, but when it comes to their facial hair, they just think they can go au natural. Guys, the ability to grow a thick and manly beard is a privilege, and if you are not investing in the right products, you really need to reconsider. I don't have a beard, but I can certainly tell the difference between a guy who looks after his facial hair and a guy who doesn't. So do your research and find the right beard and mustache products for you, be they conditioners, oils, waxes, or tools, and start treating your facial fur with the respect that it deserves. Okay, even I find this next tip difficult, but making sure you drink enough water is so important because it truly helps your face look hydrated and not tired, wrinkled, and dull. I mean, there are 1,000 more benefits when it comes to giving your body enough water, so this one is already a no-brainer that we somehow often neglect. If it's difficult for you to remember, there are plenty of apps out there to remind you to drink a cup of water, or you can set an alarm on your phone as a reminder. Your bladder may not thank you, but your skin sure will. My next grooming tip is probably one that goes against one of your mother's rules, and hey, what mom won't know won't hurt her. And that is that you shouldn't wash your hair every day. Look, I know this is a hot take. So when it comes to maintaining your manly mane, you want to think of it like a good pair of jeans, in that it should only be washed when absolutely necessary and definitely not every day. And if you are a guy who washes his jeans every time you wear them, then you need to check out my Essentials app. It will teach you everything you need to know about every item in your wardrobe, including how it should fit, mistakes to avoid, what colors will work best for your skin tone and specific attributes. There's a 3-day free trial so you can try it out without paying a dime. Shampooing your hair daily is a really bad idea as it strips away the natural oils and dulls the shine. And if you have longer hair, it's really gonna just split the end. This ultimately weakens your hair and makes it much harder to style in the long run. Instead, you'll want to scale back the shampooing to once or twice a week, and if possible, use sulfate-free shampoo and water that's neither too hot nor too cold, as either of these can really damage your hair over time. The next tip is one that a lot of guys need, especially if they've got a significant other in their lives. Pucker up, boys, because we need to discuss your lips. When it starts to get colder, it's not uncommon for your lips to get cracked and dry, so make sure you look after them with a moisturizing chapstick or even just a swoosh of Vaseline. Now, if you don't want to apply anything during the day because you're worried about your lips looking too shiny, then apply it at night just before bed so you wake up with hydrated, kissable lips. Mwah. Speaking of areas that a lot of guys overlook, there are certain parts of your body that you need to moisturize that you're probably ignoring. I'm talking about areas like your hands, elbows, knees, and feet. Cracked, ashy, and rough skin on these body parts can not only feel uncomfortable, but can also be quite a bit unsightly. This can ultimately make you feel a bit self-conscious, which is the last thing we want. So keep your body moisturized and you'll not only look better, but feel better too. That's it for now, guys. Any other tips you'd recommend? Make sure to leave them down in the comments. Until next time, bye.